On this episode of the Pep Talk Podcast with your host, Coach Jay, I am coming for you to dare you, to challenge you to not ramp down at the end of 2023. And probably a few more things too. But before we get there, have you had your dose of pep today? No? Don't worry. I've got you. Now, let's go. This is episode 14 of the Pep Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Coach Jay, and I'm so glad to be able to hang out with you. This is the podcast whose mission is to cheer you on and to coach you up. And I'm so glad to be here with you to bring you some power and some pep to the start of your week. And listen. This is Thanksgiving week. Pastor Shirley Caesar says she's got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes. She's got it all. Well, listen, on the Pep Talk Podcast, we don't have the beans and the greens, the potatoes and the tomatoes, but we do have pep and we do have belief. And every week since January, we have been bringing you episodes that are meant to help you to elevate, to see that there's more to go and there's deeper to dig within you, that you are so much more than what you think you are right now at this stage in your life. And there's more for you to do. There are more people for you to help. There are more people for you to inspire and to motivate. And there is so much more of you to discover. But as this is the Thanksgiving season, the time of gratitude, I just want to take just a brief moment of time just to thank you. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're listening on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcast, however you're listening, however you're catching the message, thank you so much. If you are a part of our Pep Talk community group on Facebook, thank you. I look forward to interacting with you all the time. And if you're not a member yet, the link is in the show notes, and we would be glad to have you there with us. We're just a bunch of people who want to exhaust every possibility of our life, to exhaust every ounce of potential that we have in our lives. And we would love to have you if that's you. If you're listening to this podcast, if you're watching this video, then I promise you, our group has something for you. Just come join us. Come join us. Again, my name is Coach Jay, and I am a life coach in Dallas, Fort Worth. And again, it's my pleasure for you to invite me into your space at the beginning of your week for 25, 30 minutes of just inspired motivation, of just encouragement and of pep. Because we all need somebody to cheer us on. We all need somebody to coach us up. And I'm glad to spend this time with you because you're special. You're special. Now, all of the niceties and the platitudes out of the way. Yes, I meant every single thing that I said, but I also meant what I said in the intro when I said I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. And this has to be said and it has to be done. All right. So I know that there are about 5 weeks left in 2023, maybe 6 weeks. And this is about the time of the year where people start slowing down. They get extremely reflective. They take the foot off of the gas because they say, we've been going 100 miles per hour since January. We're going to take a break. Okay, now, I understand it. The year is long. You know, Thanksgiving, Christmas comes around. You just want to sit around. You just want to eat. You want to nap. However, what if I told you that this next 6 weeks could completely redefine your year, while at the same time getting 2024 off to the best possible start? What if I tell you that while everybody else is ramping down, you need to be ramping up? What if I told you that right now is the time for you to secure your wins so that you can put yourself in a position to secure the bag? Well, there's no what if, because that's exactly what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that right now, while everybody else is taking a break, while everybody else is taking time, this is the time for you to experience exponential growth internally in your mindset, which will help you with whatever your goals and your dreams are for the rest of this year and for 2024 and beyond. Because while everybody else is taking it easy, if you are in it, if you are seeking to elevate, if you're seeking to dig into deeper depths, If you're looking for ways to continuously improve, if you're looking for ways to become better in this next 6 weeks, I believe that what you will be able to produce will be astronomically better. And it will make your 2023, it will define. I mean, come on. So many people have spent 2023 saying, I'm stuck. I hate my job. I hate my life. I hate the person that I've become. I hate the weight that I've gained. I hate this. I hate that. I read a quote this morning that says, when you focus on your hurts, you're going to hurt. But when you focus on growth, your growth, you will only see opportunities. And I'm daring you right now to make the time to see the opportunities that are inherent in this next 6 weeks. There are multiple growth opportunities around you. There are so many ways for you to level up your life. And so I'm challenging you to not level down your expectations, because here's the truth. Here's the truth. There is never a point in your life, in any of our lives, where we can just coast. If we're not seeking to get better every day, even if it's just by 1%, y'all, I'm not asking you to go from 0 to 50% over the course of a day. But even if you're just improving 1% over the course of a day, don't you know that that compounds over the course of a week, over the course of a month, over the course of a year? And for many of us, we've spent a lot of this year. And I had some moments this year where I allowed myself to fall into a stuck rut. What's a stuck rut? It's basically when I convince myself that I'm stuck. But a lot of times, being stuck is a mindset. It is a choice that we make because we claim not to know the steps that we need to make in order to get to where we need to go. But I disagree with that. I think that in all of our lives, I think we have intuition. For me, it's the Holy Spirit. Y'all know Coach Jay don't play about what he believes. I believe in God. So I believe that the Holy Spirit always prompts me who to talk to or what to do next, right? We're looking to make the next right choice. We don't have to choose to remain stuck. I understand that sometimes being stuck is not our choice. Remaining stuck is a choice. Maybe you need to find another job. Maybe you need to quit saying I'm going to go to the gym and just get on YouTube and buy you some weights. You ain't got to buy a Peloton, man. Get you a bike. There's always a way. That's what I'm saying. If you want it bad enough, then you figure out a way to make whatever you want to happen, you make it happen. And in the process, you begin to grow. In the process, you begin to elevate. In the process, you become a better individual during than you were at the beginning. And if you don't get anything else out of this episode, you need to understand that it is your responsibility to grow you. Too many of us have grown comfortable either as a caterpillar or we've grown so comfortable within the cocoon that we just don't even want to break out of that joker. Not realizing that the sum total of our lives is not to remain a caterpillar. The sum total of our lives is not to remain in a cocoon. The eventual outcome, what is intended, is that we burst through the cocoon, we spread our wings, and then we start to fly. And I need you to understand. I need you to understand that you can't afford to stay on the ground as a caterpillar your whole life. Your kids are watching you. Your spouse is watching you. Your family is watching you. Your friends are watching you. I've said it before. I'll say it again. All of life is a stage from a boy, William Shakespeare. And when you understand that you were meant for more, look at me when I say this to you. You are meant for more. And there is more that is available in this world for you to do. There are more people for you to reach. There are more people for you to inspire. It's so very important that you take this next 6 weeks and you say, okay, While everybody else is ramping down, it is time for me to ramp up and really see what I can do. And I dare you to not walk out this next 6 weeks. I even dare you not to just jog it out. I dare you to run. I dare you to run at a full sprint toward being the best you possible in 2023. Don't let this year pass you by without you doing everything that is within your power to become the greatest version of yourself for this year. 2024, Coach Jay is going to look how he's going to look. But 2023, Coach Jay, we still got some work to do. And I guarantee that you have some work to do as well. I know you don't have all of the customers that you want to have. You haven't made all of the content that you want to make. You haven't even started making your class yet. You haven't launched your brand yet, have you? And as long as you can think of things that you haven't done, you already have your list of the things that you need to be about the business of doing. Because again, time waits for nobody. And you'll look up and you'll realize that it's already December 30th. And you'll look back over this last 6 weeks and you'll remember listening to a podcast called the Pep Talk Podcast with the coach telling you not to waste this next 6 weeks. So I'm going to say it again. Please, please don't waste the next 6 weeks. It is time for you to grow. So, what does this growth look like? And how do we accomplish this growth? Well, I am going to take some cues from my brothers and my sisters out there who are in the gym and fitness world. And I'm going to relate the growth that needs to happen in your life to growing and building muscle. Okay, so there are 4 areas that I'm going to focus on over the rest of this podcast that are going to have some real relevance, not just in you growing your muscles if you want to grow your muscles, but in growing yourself. Because I'm concerned with you growing you. And I mean, I don't have the guns. I'm sorry, the gun show is on delay. However, when it comes to growth, I know what I'm talking about. All right, I know what I'm talking about. So there are four areas that I want to talk about as it relates to building muscle and also using those same practical theories in order to build yourself. Because again, we are not, y'all hear me, I'm so serious, we are not wasting the last 6 weeks. No moment is wasted. We're going hard. We're going hard after it. We're going for it. We're going for it. So are you ready? All right. So the first thing I want you to focus on is your nourishment. Now, here's what we know, okay? Muscles don't build themselves. They have to have, you can't go to the gym and not have anything within you. Protein shake, some steak, something, okay? I don't know enough about all of that to know, but I do know muscles are hungry. And if you want to build muscle, then you have to go about eating in the right way. And yeah, I know high school and college athletes who eat McDonald's 50 times a day and they perform at elite levels. However, pro athletes, except for maybe Marshawn Lynch and DK Metcalf, okay, those are maniacs. Pro athletes discover really, really quickly that what they put into their bodies, they have to have a nutrient and macro and all that. They have to have all of that stuff figured out because what goes in, if it's good, it's going to impact their performance. The same thing is to be said with you. In order for you to grow into the optimal you, in order for you to become the optimal you, you have to watch what you are feeding on. And the reason that so many of us are not growing right now is because we're either not eating the right thing or we're not eating at all. Now I'm using eating as a metaphor. Okay. What are you watching on TV? I'm waiting. Are you watching Love Island or The Circle? Now, I have nothing against those shows. I like watching The Circle. It's very entertaining. However, you cannot subsist on a steady diet of things that are not providing the proper edificational and nutritional value for your life. How is it impacting you? Maybe instead of binging TV for 3 hours after work, maybe you make an hour of time where you sit down and you grab a book like James Clear's Atomic Habits, or you grab something by Bob Goff. I can't think of the name of the other person. Uh, Rayner. His last name is Rayner. Maybe you find you some books that are actually going to expand your mind, expand what you think you are capable of. Maybe you find those things and you eat on them, like you feed on them. And let me add also that it's not about the quantity of things that you do to elevate, to build yourself up, to grow. It's about the quality of those things, right? Because there's a difference between eating a Lunchable and having a full size sandwich. That's true, right? Um, there's a difference between going to the gym and snapping selfies versus going to the gym and actually following a workout plan. It's all about the quality. So when you make sure that what you are putting within yourself is quality, nourishment, that it has the nutritional value, the motivational value, the impact to help you get up and take action off of those things, then you know that you were nourishing yourself properly. Y'all, it is of the utmost importance that you put the right things into your mind and the right thing into your heart. So the first thing is, what are you eating? What's your nourishment? The second thing is resistance. Now, muscles don't grow in a vacuum. They just don't. And so while we know that the nourishment is important, we also have to the muscles have to be worked. We have to stress our muscles out if they're going to grow. And so a good friend of mine, shout out Brooks, you and Chaz, y'all are incredible. Y'all know what y'all are talking about on the fitness tip. So Brooks and Chastity Tyler, they know what they're doing. Look them up. Okay. But shout out to Brooks because he explained to me about progressive overload, which is using a variety of tempos and weights and recoveries in order to maximize your workout because a muscle will not grow unless it is overloaded and it begins to suffer micro tears. Those micro tears enable the muscle to expand its capacity for growth and strength. So, what does that mean for you? That means everything in your life is just fuel for your growth. It's fuel. Yo, the disappointment, the disappointment, it is fuel for your growth. All the customers who told you no, that is fuel for your growth. Being fired and laid off, y'all, that is fuel for your growth. Notice I didn't say that it's going to feel good. It's going to suck. It's going to be like, ugh. It's not going to be great. It's not going to feel great. But I am challenging you right now to shift your perspective from being woe is me to wow, look at the opportunity that I have in front of me right now. Cry your tears, bang your head against the wall, go to like a breakable business and just start hitting stuff with sledgehammers. Do what you have to do. Feel your emotions because we don't suppress our emotions, we don't repress them. If you're sad, say you're sad. If you're angry, if you're depressed, say you're angry and you're depressed. But while you're doing that, don't allow yourself to dwell in that sunken place. Your emotions are all valid, but don't let your emotions stick you into a place that is not going to serve you. It's not going to serve your interests over the course of your life. So encourage yourself to understand that the resistance is doing something good in your life. The rejections are working something favorable in your life. And it's going to be hard to reconcile that, but that's where your mindset, that's why I have to build this up here. We've got to build it so that we can understand that when things happen to us, they're also happening for us. You get what I'm saying? Somebody's getting what I'm saying out there. I can just see the light bulbs happening right now. I can see it, the resistance. Y'all, the bench presses at the lat pull downs, y'all, they hurt. They hurt. But behind the pain, if you can look past the pain, you will begin to see that I'm getting stronger. I can push more weight. Yeah. I can bench press more weight. And it's okay because then that disappointment, that depression, those letdowns, you understand that that resistance is nothing but fuel. Resistance leads to results. And once you start seeing those results, can't stop you. People in the gym, once they start seeing the results, that's when they get addicted to it. And it's the same thing in your business. It's the same thing in your pathway to purpose, your pathway to development. Once you begin to see progress and results coming out of all of that resistance, once you begin to see it, you're going to become addicted to the process. And once you become addicted to the process, there is absolutely nothing that can stop you on this side of heaven. So I challenge you to embrace the resistance, to not run away from it. Y'all, life is not going to be simple. Life is going to life. Life is going to life, and it's going to hurt, and it's going to suck. But I want you to change your mind to why is this happening to me? But wow, this is happening for me. Come on, somebody. Come on. Coach Jay is giving it to you. I just hope that you're receiving it. I hope that you're receiving it. Okay, next, you need a workout partner. So in gyms, we know gym bros and people, gym sisses, gym bros, they have their spots. And these are the people who are around them, beside them, who help them set the weight. And then they make sure that they're able to lift it carefully in a way that's not going to injure themselves. So they don't do it for them, but they're there to make sure that they can do it and that they do it safely. Who are your spotters? And I talk about this a lot because it's very, very important. It is integral. Like, I don't see how people think that they can do life by themselves, because you can't. You need people. Was it Barbara Streisand? People who need people. Was that her? I don't know. But she was giving a major truth that we need to understand. We are interdependent people. Whether we want it or not, we need people. We need people. I told church this morning when I preached that we had a vertical independence to God and a horizontal interdependence to other people. You need people in your life that you can be accountable to, and you need people that you can be accountable for. And I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it. Some of us need to apologize to people and give them permission to be honest with us. Because as long as you have yes people around you, you're not going to grow and you're not going to develop. But once you free people and you allow them to truly be there for you, that means not co-signing every scheme that you come up with. That means before you step out and you launch that business, somebody's coming up to you saying, have you done this? Have you thought about this? Let's play devil's advocate. Do you have this or this or this? Because y'all, so many times people come to us and they're trying to be friendly. They're trying to show themselves as good spotters in our lives. But we think that the things that they're asking us to think about, that they're against us. And so then we start deleting them from our lives. And I think that's just juvenile and that's childish and that's foolish. And if you're listening to this episode, if you've been tracking with this podcast, you know we don't do that. We're adults. We understand that sometimes it's good to have people in your ear who disagree with what you're saying. You need a community that is going to truly commune with you. And that means that they will check you. They will check in on you to make sure that you're on the right path. They will chastise you when you're not there. They will challenge you to elevate. Who are those people for you? And who are you? Who are you being that person for other people? Who are you spotting? Because in life, you need people to spot you, but you also have to spot other people. And if you're not doing that, then you're not growing yourself. If you're not doing that, then you're not growing other people. You're not being that rising tide that lifts all ships. I'm going to say it again. You cannot be an independent person and grow effectively. I don't care if you're just starting into a business or if you're the CEO. You need people. You need people. You need people. You need people. And then number 4, you have to have time for rest and recovery. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. Why? Here's why. Your muscles need time to recover. You can't keep working a muscle and working a muscle and working a muscle without it being strained and injured. Then you've got to take time off. And then you can't come back and lift the same amount of weight that you were lifting before, because now you have to work back up to where you were before. Listen, responsibility to yourself means that you understand, that you intimately understand that rest and recovery can lead to exponential growth. And here's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that you should not take time over this next 6 weeks to rest and recover. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying don't take all of that time and rest and recover. Yes, there are some things that only grow and develop in your life when you allow time to rest and recover. In your body needs time to rest and recover so that it can focus on healing and growth. Yes, that is of the utmost importance. You have to do it. That it's necessary. It is a need. However, you can't make your whole life about resting and recovering, man. That's just lazy. And that's a waste of perfectly good energy, perfectly good dreams, perfectly good goals. Here's what I'm telling you. Don't become so busy for busyness' sake, or engaging in all this activity that you forget to allow yourself time to pull away, to rest, recover, and to recharge. And that's it, y'all. That is how you grow. You check what's going into your nourishment. You embrace resistance. We don't run from resistance, we embrace it. You get a workout partner, you find yourself in community, and then 4, you make time for rest and recovery. These are so important because there's so much more in your life. There's so much more for you to do. And as we're working on, you know, changing how we think and how we feel, how we process outwardly and inwardly, like the whole mission of this podcast, y'all, I want people to be their best possible selves. I want you to be your best possible self. I don't want you to settle. I don't want you to settle for a spouse. I don't want you to settle for a career. I don't want you to settle for an existence that falls below where you were meant to fly. I want you to milk every ounce of potential out of your life because you deserve it. The people around you deserve it. And the people who hear about your life after you're gone, they deserve it too. Because everything we build, everything we do is not for our benefit, but for those who have not even been thought of yet. A rising tide lifts all ships. And here in the Pep Talk Podcast community, we want to be a generational rising tide. We want to be a community rising tide. That's why I need you to share these episodes. That's why I ask you to rate and to review. That's why I ask you to share this with your friends, your enemies, and your frenemies. Because people need to hear this, that there is more to you and that there is more for you in this life. And I am just the messenger that is here letting you know on Monday morning that you've got to grow. You have to grow so you can go. Because there's a business for you to start, a church for you to plant, a course for you to create, clients for you to coach. There's a book for you to write. There is more in this life for you to do. And I don't want you to waste the rest of this year resting on laurels and reflecting when you should be about that work. And I'm not embracing grind culture where you don't rest. No. But I'm saying that when you do work, you go for it. Because what have you got to lose? People telling you no? Who cares? Who cares? Who died and made them your God? Who died and said that they can send you to a heaven or to a hell? If you know that you're supposed to do it, you find a way to do it. Do it. I believe in you because I know that there is more within you. Just like I know there is more within me, y'all. I'm trying to do better too, just like you. Let's do better together. Deal? Deal. Let's also make a pact that on Thanksgiving we take at least 3 naps and have at least 5 plates. Hallelujah? Hallelujah. Amen. All right. Y'all, this has been episode 14 of the Pep Talk Podcast. I love you. I love each and every one of you. And I want to see you become all that you are supposed to become. It is of the utmost importance to me. That's why we come to you every week. That's why we come every Monday. And I hope that you're sharing this podcast with your friends. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment, leave a like, hit the bell, subscribe, get the notifications for when we drop episodes. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever, share the episode, leave a like, leave a rating, leave a review. Let us know that you're out there. Join the Pep Talk Podcast community on Facebook. Send us an email at thepeppodcast@gmail.com. Hit me up at _JBSpeaks on Instagram. I want to hear from you. I want to commune with you. I want our iron to sharpen one another because I can learn from you and you can learn from me. And when we learn from each other, we both grow, we both develop. Let's do that together. Let's do it together. All right? All right. Y'all, this has been episode 14 of the Pep Talk Podcast, and y'all know how we close, right? Y'all know how Coach J does it. Keep it love, keep it light, and keep it peppy. We'll see you. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Episode 14 of the Pep Talk Podcast. I love you. Y'all be blessed.